Hi everyone, my name is JC of The Mindful Awakening and welcome to another episode of Mindful Mondays. Here we're going to be taking a look at the general collective energy for the week of January the 17th to the 23rd. Now this week is going to be a pretty intense week simply because we have a lot of things happening in the astrology. In addition to Mercury retrograde, which started on the 14th, just a few days ago, as well as Venus retrograde in Capricorn and Mars in Sagittarius, today we also have a full moon in Cancer. Now, we know that full moons are usually that culminating point in time where a lot of endings are taking place. People are leaving our lives, big transitions in work and career, finance, realizations about ourselves. All of these different things are coming to the surface as an opportunity to purge and an opportunity to really be in gratitude for how far that we have transformed, how far we have come. But this full moon in particular is really going to ask us to be a little bit more nurturing in the way that we deal with ourselves and the way that we process these transformations and these endings and the sadness that's associated with sometimes needing to be okay with letting things go, even if you feel like you're not ready to just yet. So it's going to be an intense week. It's going to be an intense day. I feel like the weather in Toronto is mimicking the intensity of this time. We had a huge snowstorm last night. I think it's like 40 centimeters of snow. Everything's been shut down. The city has literally been shut down and it is still snowing as I'm filming this in the afternoon. So if you do live in the GTA, don't go outside. All right, so we're going to be using the Light Series Tarot to see what our messages are going to be this week. So with the astrology, keep in mind that whatever the messages we see in the tarot today will be amplified by the astrology. Show us what we need to see for the general collective for January 17th to the 23rd. What do we need to see? Interesting. Okay, a card fell. Very interesting cards. So we're starting off this week with the Emperor upright and the Queen of Cups in reverse. I think a lot of us are going to be thinking about money, work, finance, how we take charge and how we take control of our life. We want to be in the driver's seat. The Emperor really makes me envision someone who's like a mighty manifester, right? You are in the driver's seat of your life. You are in the driver's seat of your career, your relationships, the plans that you have for your future. But the one thing that the Emperor has is like, they're not necessarily in a rush to get these things done and complete. This person knows how to attract rather than force or rush. And with the Queen of Cups in reverse here, I think a lot of us are trying to kind of like create a separation between our feelings about certain situations and maybe not get so tied up in the emotions of complicated things in life, and rather to look at them from a more objective point of view and to realize that we really do have the power to attract new and better opportunities and other things into our life. And attraction really does start from accepting that we are worthy, believing that we're worthy of other things, and really taking the time to embody that within our experiences. We have Temperance upright too, Sagittarian energy here, balancing of our emotions. This could also be work-life balance. This could also be balance between logic and reason versus emotions, which makes a little bit of sense here considering Queen of Cups was in reverse. This could also mean here trying to live every day, like embodying the actions of what that balance is supposed to look like. So not just being all talk, but actually walking your talk. So if you say today is going to be a day of self-care, I'm not going out anyway, there's a snowstorm outside, are you taking the actions then to to do that for yourself? Or are you just saying that you're going to do these things, but then you don't actually do them? And that brings us to the Ace of Wands upright. Passionate action forwards from a balanced place. This is beautiful energy, especially with the full moon. All right, let's go ahead and clarify our cards. Let's take a look at what the Emperor can mean for our collective. Show us what we need to see for the Emperor. Some of us, I think, too, are really focused on entrepreneurial projects, business mindset, what to do next in terms of generating income. Tax season is around the corner too, so I think some of us are really focused on like our money and making sure our bag is correct. All right, we have the 10 of Wands in reverse. You don't want to be burdened by situations that no longer serve you, especially when it comes to the home. 10 of Cups in reverse here. If you've been facing some sort of disharmonious situation at home, maybe your family does not have the same political views at this moment. Maybe you and your partner are you're in a disagreement over something fundamental, like a core value or belief system. Could even be like a petty argument, but to be honest with you, with the energy happening in astrology right now, I think the things that are coming up that are causing arguments, disagreements, bickering, not seeing eye to eye, the root cause of these things is actually a lot more deep than just someone forgetting to put the toilet seat back down. There's a deeper rooted cause. And I think a lot of it has to do with a fundamental imbalance in our core belief systems. And maybe it's because our core belief systems are changing. They're shifting with everything going on in the macrocosm. Like the whole collective is going through this shift right now. So whatever hasn't been working out, Wheel of Fortune upright, things are slowly starting to work themselves out, and it might not be in the prettiest way, especially when people are coming to the realization that someone has been trying too hard with the 10 of Wands in reverse. You've been trying too hard to force this thing to be what you want it to be, but it's not about forcing it, it's about attracting it. But the good news is Wheel of Fortune is upright. So if you've been facing some hard stuff within your relationships, expect that after this full moon, things will slowly start to work themselves out and be a little bit more clear in terms of what actions you need to take next. Queen of Cups in reverse. Queen of Cups in reverse is clarified by Hermit upright. Take some time and space away. You need some alone time here. We have 3 of Swords in reverse, dealing with deception, heartbreak, disappointment. Could be a third-party situation for some. For others, this is just something not working out the way that you had imagined that it would. Could be in money, work, and finance. Could also be with family. Could also be in a love relationship. And the World in reverse. A cycle has not fully completed itself just yet, and that's totally okay. Sometimes things take time to close out. Full moon today, so whatever we are dealing with that's highly emotional, keep in mind that you have to grow through what you are going through, and sometimes it does take time. Let's take a look at Temperance. Temperance. I think for some people too, with retrograde season, some people from your past or circumstances for your past might be coming back, and so revisit those situations, get clear on where you stand on them, and remember, sometimes things show back up again as a test to see whether or not this change or these choices that you made are still choices that you stand by to this day. Was it a permanent transformation, or did you act out from a low vibrational place? I don't know. It's going to be different for everybody. We have Temperance upright is clarified by Temperance upright. Double clarification, really strong energy here pointing towards needing some sort of balance, emotional balance, work-life balance, workplace balance in and of itself. Like, Are you saying no when you really don't want to be doing certain things in the workplace? Or are you just saying yes because you feel like you have no choice? In your relationships, like, are you feeling like you're being heard? Are you articulating yourself properly? Are you speaking up and giving yourself a voice? We have the Knight of Cups in reverse here as well. So not rushing towards a situation, looking for something a little bit more sustainable and long-term. We also have here the Seven of Wands upright. You could be dealing with someone who's a little bit more defensive. Maybe you've decided to take some space. Again, Hermit card showed up. Maybe you've decided to take some space, but the person you're dealing with doesn't agree with you taking this space, or doesn't understand, or is fearful that you may not come back to deal with whatever the situation may be. But this is just a reminder here that if you feel like you need the space, you need to take it. The priority here is dealing with yourself, especially during this full moon. And sometimes being around people can confuse us, can influence us to make specific choices that maybe we otherwise would not have made if we had some time to process on our own. So let's go ahead and take a look at this Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands. Clarify this Ace of Wands, please. Yeah, Ace of Wands is clarified by the Queen of Pentacles upright, the Ace of Swords upright, and the Eight of Wands in reverse. So no communication at this time. For some of you, you might be in separation. Oops. For some of you, you might be in separation with your love relationship. So if you got into some sort of argument in the last little while, I'm not surprised, because again, so many transits happening right now in the astrology, and especially with Mercury retrograde. A lot of people are saying things that they don't really mean, or don't have the words to really explain what it is that you even want, or what you're thinking and feeling for yourself. So this Eight of Wands, in reverse makes total sense to me. Stagnant energy, no movement forward, everything is slowing down. And so if you need that communication, be okay with a pause in that communication. It is a blessing in disguise. Use this time to work on you. Use this time to remember your value, your worth. You have something to offer in this relationship and in this dynamic as well, whether in work or in love or in family. You are valued, you are worthy. And also Ace of Swords upright, decisive action forwards, speaking your truth, cutting past all the BS, and being able to communicate whatever your needs and desires are accurately. So I really don't think that's going to be a situation until closer to Mercury retrograde being over. So use this time to your advantage. Let's go ahead and pull some final advice using the Keepers of the Light Oracle. Final advice, please, for our collective for this week, January 17th to the 23rd. Please give us some final advice. Okay, we have several cards. I will read them all out. We have Soul Expansion. Mahavatar Babaji, your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connections between all things. During this time, you might even be realizing, oh man, I saw this sign happen for me not too long ago. I should have paid attention to that sign. This is connected to this, which is connected to this. That's exactly what I was needing at the time, right? Number 2, we have charity, prayer and contemplation. Connect with heaven, ask and you shall receive. This is a perfect time for meditating tonight during this full moon. In Toronto, it's happening around 6:30. So carve out some time and really be intentional with your thoughts, be in prayer, and realize that you can manifest everything that you want during this time. Serapis Bay, Ascension, move into your true self, rise above the darkness, the light is here. And lastly, we have Sanat Kumara, light activation. Shine your light, your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. If you've been confused about a situation, trust that you already have all of the answers that you seek and everything is going to be okay. Use this as an opportunity to be gentle and compassionate to yourself as we continue to close out old cycles and welcome in the new. I hope these messages resonated with you, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye.